My boss tried to fire me for being pregnant, so I made sure the whole company knew what kind of person she really was. I was 3 months pregnant when Sandra called me into her office. She'd been my supervisor for 2 years at Morrison & Associates, a mid-sized marketing firm where I'd clawed my way up from unpaid intern to senior account manager through pure determination. "Close the door and sit down," she said without looking up from her computer, her perfectly manicured fingers clicking across the keyboard with mechanical precision. I settled into the uncomfortable chair across from her massive mahogany desk, assuming we were about to discuss the Henderson campaign I just successfully landed. Instead, she slid a thick manila folder across her desk with my name printed in bold black letters. "Your performance has been declining significantly," she said in that ice-cold tone she reserved for employees she wanted to destroy. "We're going to have to let you go." My heart literally stopped beating. "What are you talking about? I just landed 3 new clients last month. The Henderson account alone brought in over $200,000. Your productivity metrics are down 23%. You're calling in sick more frequently than any other employee, missing critical deadlines." She finally looked up at me with those cold, calculating gray eyes. "And frankly, with your condition, we need someone who can fully commit to their role without personal distractions." There it was. She knew about my pregnancy. I'd only told HR the week before, following company policy. I hadn't even started showing yet, just dealing with morning sickness that had made me exactly 15 minutes late twice in 3 months. "Sandra, you cannot fire someone for being pregnant. That's protected under federal law." She leaned back and smiled that cold, predatory smile I'd watched her use to destroy other women in our office. "I'm not firing you for being pregnant, Jessica. I'm firing you for consistently poor performance. All the documentation is right here." I flipped through the folder with trembling hands. Suddenly, every minor mistake from the past year had been meticulously recorded and twisted. Late email responses I'd never been warned about. A client complaint from 8 months ago that had been resolved immediately. Even my 2 sick days for morning sickness were listed as unexplained absences negatively affecting team productivity. "This is completely fabricated bullshit," I said, my voice barely steady. "It's all thoroughly documented fact, Jessica. I've been carefully monitoring your performance for quite some time." She stood up and smoothed her perfectly pressed designer blazer with satisfaction. "Clean out your desk by 5 o'clock. Security will escort you from the premises." Walking back to my cubicle in a complete daze, I felt like my world was crumbling. I desperately needed this job. My husband and I had just bought our first house, and his teacher salary alone wouldn't cover our mortgage plus a baby. But as I sat at my desk staring at the empty cardboard box HR had left for my belongings, something clicked in my brain. Sandra had no idea that for the past 6 months, I'd been quietly documenting her systematic harassment of every woman in our department, and I had evidence that would destroy her. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.